Are we ready? I'll just call
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Valley Voices and Vices. I am your acting Sergeant at Arms this morning. It's my pleasure to introduce our club president and public relations officer for District 115, Jennifer Smith. Now, wasn't that a proper introduction?
That was amazing. Thank you, George, for that amazing introduction. But before we move any further, let's stand for the pledge. I have the flag. Peggy, can you lead us in the pledge? Maybe.
Finding the mute button is my biggest challenge. Okay, here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Woohoo! Oh, so thank you, Peggy, for that. And welcome, everyone. Welcome, Etta, our standing guest. Good morning. I'm so glad you are here. Let's see. Let's do the protocols in front of me. We have our guest, Etta, so welcome. And then we have our past district director and a hodgepodge of everything on committees of D115, D. George Lund, DTM. The mission of Valley Voices and Vices is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Are there any unfinished business? Just a reminder, tomorrow is our educational enrichment night. You should have seen that on the newsletter with the link. I am doing YouTube, something about YouTube at 6 o'clock. And then just setting up a YouTube account. I didn't know I was doing all of that. So that's why I'm like something. My original thought was taking a Zoom recording and then uploading to YouTube was my thought process of the whole thing. But she broke it down to two. Zoom, YouTube account, and then how to upload the videos. So I have 2 hours of talking about recordings and uploading in YouTube.
Well, that won't be hard for you.
Thank you, George, for that vote of confidence.
I couldn't resist.
Well, I'm pretty excited about it. I don't think that members use the tools and the resources like they should. They're keeping Toastmasters a secret. You saw my little award, if you guys saw that on Facebook, that I got my Toastmasters of the Year award and my appreciation plaque from D115. I posted, I got 90 something likes on it and 40 comments on it. And even I'm expecting a guest who said, oh, I know you're in that Toastmasters thing. And I'm like, well, come on,
How long did it take you to post all that stuff?
Just that one.
No, I'm not. I'm just talking about all of the likes and.
Oh, well, people,
visits.
How long did it take for, I did it on, I don't know, Tuesday, I think.
Oh, no. I meant how long did it take you to put all those on there? I'm sorry, I'm just wound up today. Cynthia appreciates it.
A very long time. So anyway, for any of you who have any awards, you should post that you got the award so that other people can see what you're doing, because you can't just keep it a secret. Like, just share what you're doing, where you been, who you're talking to. So it only took 10 minutes. As I told Carol, that I told her, I said, your members want to see you. She needs to post. I gave her a challenge of once a month And after that challenge, the next day she posted like 3 times. So I don't know if that's going to be her 3-month post. I thought she was really cute. I'm like, okay, well, that's a start. So hopefully, we'll see our leader also making comments of Toastmasters and what's going on as well, because we just need that. I think that there's a disconnect. I think our group is pretty, I'm going to just keep talking because, we're very slim today, but are you recording, George?
Yes, I am.
I don't see the recording.
It's on. I turned it on.
It is on. Drag and drop to reorder. That's not new. It's telling me it's new. Anyway, so sorry, there's new things on the screen here. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, so let's go back. Valley Voices and Vices. Any more announcements? We have our DEC for, I always get confused. Tomorrow, it's just for the area directors, not for the presidents and VPs, right?
No, that's a district council meeting.
That's a district council. So
This
DEC,
executive meeting.
yes, is for the area directors, division directors tomorrow. So Cynthia and I, well, it's hybrid. So I was just telling George, Cynthia, that Jean sounded a little congested this morning. So if we see them tomorrow, we got to turn around.
We'll have a meeting in the parking lot.
Yeah. We'll be like, I heard you yesterday. You cannot be better. I had a coworker come into work today or the other day, and she's sick. And she's messaging me last night. Well, if I have a little sore throat and a little cough, if you don't feel good, don't come into work. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. It's not going away. So, and you don't want to compromise your immune system for, even if it's just a head cold, you don't want to compromise somebody else's immune system, so stay home, just stay home. That's all. It's not that important. All right. So any new business? No new business. Anybody got anything to say about new business? All right. Well, it's time to introduce our Toastmaster. It is me, Jennifer Smith, your, anyway. So today's theme is the holiday. We're entering into the holiday season. So I thought it was kind of fun to talk about decorations, and if you're decorating now or if you're not. Let me see if I can put the agenda. See if I can put the agenda in the chat. I may not. Like I said, I got a new computer and not all of my stuff works like it should work. So let's see. My computer. Well, at least I'm not sharing everything with you guys. That's printed agenda. We need to get in the habit of doing that. So I just posted the agenda. So we have today, I just want to talk about our roles. Myself as Toastmaster, Cynthia as Word Grammarian, myself as Minute Master, Table Topics, Cynthia, Peggy is speaking. George, if you can do General Evaluator. Now, we could do a round robin for Peggy's speech, or Etta, would you want to do an evaluator? Be an evaluator?
I think we could do a round robin. That would be good.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to give you that opportunity. So George as timer, is that okay? George as evaluator and timer. I think that'll be good. General evaluator. And I think that's it. So our roles are complete. Let's talk about Christmas holiday decoration. Let me make sure that's the first one. Yes. So Christmas lights have come a long way since their inception in the 17th century. They are a Christmas tradition that has strongly withstood time. Outdoor Christmas lights displays on houses stemmed from the trend of lighting up the Christmas trees during the Christmas season. Outdoor Christmas lights displays bring both joy and competitive spirit out of people across the world as Christmas approaches every year. Outdoor Christmas lights on houses evolved from decorating the traditional Christmas tree and house with candles during the Christmas season. The tradition of lighting the tree with small candles dates back to the 17th century and originated in Germany before spreading to Eastern Europe. The small candles were attached to the tree branches with pins or melted wax. In addition, European Christians used to display a burning candle in the windows of their house that was visible from outside. The candles of the windows indicated to other Christians that a house was a Christian house and that other Christians were welcome to worship with the residents. It's kind of interesting how traditions, you see traditions. My mom has candles in her window. We lived in Germany for 7 years. And my mom has Christmas or candles in her windows, doesn't she, Cynthia? So I wonder if she picked that up when she was in Germany. Who knows? Anyway, so as the Minute Master, I can still continue with our Christmas lighting, so I will do that. During the 1880 Christmas season, Thomas Edison introduced the first outdoor electric Christmas light display to the world. He displayed the lights outside of his laboratory compound, which sat near a railway where many people could see it each night. This was the first official Christmas display that was separate from decorating just a Christmas tree. Edward Johnson, I don't know who he was, but I'm going to tell you, who was an inventor under the supervision of Thomas Edison, created the first string of Christmas lights a couple of years later. The string of lights was made out of 80 small electric light bulbs. In 1890, the strings of lights were mass produced and department stores began displaying department stores began displaying them in Christmas displays in their stores. Public displays of Christmas lights in retail stores and government buildings became more popular in the US at the turn of the 20th century and gave way to outdoor displays on homes a few decades later when electric lights became more affordable. Wow. All right. Well,
does anyone remember the string of lights where if one burned out, the whole string went out, and then you had to hunt to find out which one it was? I remember that.
Look who's joining us. I can't even stand it right now.
Oh my goodness. She's still kicking.
Wow, a blast from the past.
Like, what? I'm on the wrong Zoom.
It was her time.
She's still connecting. Oh my gosh. My heart is beating. As she's getting situated.
She's out of practice.
Yeah. She must be in person nowadays. Alicia, unmute yourself.
Hi,
Oh my
everybody.
gosh, I just want to hug you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome
My meeting
back.
got canceled. My meeting got canceled today, so it was a late notice, so that's why I was joining late.
That's okay. We're glad to have you.
Hey, glad to have you.
I'm so glad to have you. I was just getting ready to introduce Cynthia as our word master grammarian. So let's welcome Cynthia.
Good morning, fellow Toastmaster, Madam President. I am the word master for today. The word is festivity. It's a noun. Any joyous diversion, the condition of being festive, social joy or exhilaration of spirits of an entertainment, the joyfulness or gaiety. I use it in a sentence. October marks the beginning of a festivity months.
Thank you, Cynthia.
So I'll be watching the grammar usage, good or bad, to keeping track of ahs, ums, and audible phrases. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Cynthia. Don't forget to use festivities. You'll put that in the chat, right, Cynthia? Don't forget to use festivities in your table topics today and when speaking as well. So our next portion of the meeting is table topics. Oh, Cynthia's responsible for that. Yes. All right. Well, Cynthia, you are responsible for table topics. So let's see what questions you can drum up for our members today.
All righty. Since we are talking about decoration, how do we decorate? So I asked a couple of questions. Alicia, you want to play or did you forget how to play? Okay. Question number one. Traditionally, when are decorations put up and taken down in your family or society, Edda?
I am of German descent on my mother's side. Typically, we put up our decorations starting after Thanksgiving, culminating in putting up the tree on Christmas Eve. I am looking forward to all the festivities of the season. As you said, it starts in October. My birthday is coming up next Wednesday. And Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Advent, and Christmas. I could go on forever, but needless to say, I am excited.
Traditionally, most people take down their Christmas trees, all the decorations the day after Christmas or New Year's Day. Alicia, when do you take down your Christmas decorations?
Madam Topic Masters, fellow Toastmasters, and I don't know if we have any guests. First, I'll say that I put Christmas decorations the day after Thanksgiving. Lots of nativity sets all over the house. The inside and outside, I like to decorate. I take them down after the King's Day, January 7th, on the weekend. Tree magic. So I keep it all that time. If you're gonna work hard to put them up, they better pay my hard labor. Madam Topics Master.
Thank you. Do you save your decorations or buy new ones every year, Jennifer?
Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters and guest, I use the same decorations over and over again. Every now and then I will buy a new item, but for the most part, for the festivity of my home decorating, I try to keep it simple. Storage is very slim, so I don't have that much storage to store any new items, but I'll buy something small that's cute that I can put up on the shelf or around. But yeah, for the most part, it's same. I've had decorations for, geez, 25 years, the same decorations. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
All righty, one more. Do you think of the practice of decorating the outside of the house during Christmas? What do you think of the practice of decorating the outside of the house during Christmas, George?
Madam Table Topics Master, I think it's a wonderful idea. As I told Jennifer in my statement back to her, is this, that I've decorated the outside of my house for probably 35, 40 years. And I have gone through different types of lights and different setups. At one time, I had some of those plastic light up not ornaments, but like Santa and the light pole, and my son thought it was just awful. And so as he got older, I was not allowed to put it up anymore. And so I've moved to of not doing as much because I don't want to get up on a really tall ladder because I'm scared of falling off. And so I have cut back on how much I put up and how high I put them up, but I still almost always put up decorations, and I put them on a timer so I don't have to worry about when they're going to come on, when they're going to go off. And so I think it makes the house look very festive. And I really think that it's nice to drive around different neighborhoods and see what people have done. Madam Topic Master.
Thank you, everyone, for playing along table topics. I turn the lectern back over to Jennifer, our president.
Thank you, Cynthia. One comment before I ask for a timers report. I used to, I think I still do. I hang up the lights, and I take them down. I put a little piece of tape and paper that says "over the garage" at the very end. And one year we had one of my husband's friends over, and he was like, I have never seen anybody put Christmas lights up as quickly as you did, because it was easy. You're here, hang them up, and you're done.
I even wrote up not a diagram, but instructions of where to put all of the extension cords.
Oh,
from year to year, you forget, is it a male end or a female end? Where does it go? So I wrote up all those instructions. Plus I have those strips of paper when I take them down to know where those lights go the next year. Yeah. So I'm right with you.
Yep, I used to say over the dining room doors, so, this rope goes here, this rope goes here. It's just easy to do,
Yep.
And then, with the phone, like, where did I put that? So I put the wreath, I said wreath holidays are in the, wherever it is, because I don't know. So on Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, the reminder will pop up to tell me where the wreath is, the wreath hangers are. So I have to remember this. George, can we have a timers report?
Yes. Edda spoke about when she takes her Christmas, puts up her decorations and her Christmas tree for 48 seconds. Alicia talked about taking down her decorations and leaving or putting them up and then taking them down. And I didn't get the quince. I don't know what that is. So maybe she can explain that. For 30 seconds, Jennifer talked about that she doesn't throw anything away and just adds a few things, one thing maybe a year. That's kind of what I do for 52 seconds. And I talked about my outside decorations for 84 seconds. So everyone qualifies.
Yay. So we send our votes to you or to Cynthia? or to me? I always forget.
Send them to
Send
me.
to George.
Send them to George. Send your votes for the best table topics to George. All right. Our next portion of our meeting is where we have our prepared speeches. And I was slacking on my little Toastmasters job. Peggy said that I start decorating right after Thanksgiving. My mantle still has pink Christmas lights on it, so I can plug it in anytime for any holiday. But I like autumn colors. I have multiple faux evergreens that are plug and glow. I like that, Peggy. Today, Peggy is speaking. Oh, she put her evaluation. We're going to do a round robin evaluation. So
I thought I put it in the agenda, but it was probably too late and I'm not sure if it took either. So, but it is in here as well. It's level 4 of presentation mastery, and mental health in a virtual world is the title. And it's about 15 to 20.
15 to 20. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
When do you want the red, yellow, and green?
Probably what, 12, 13, 14? How about that?
Okay, got it.
Okay. And then I guess it is, I will introduce her since we are going to do a round robin on her today. So mental health in a virtual world. Let's welcome Peggy. Mental health in a virtual world.
Have you ever felt in the last 2 years since we've started this pandemic thing that you're kind of crazy? Do you ever feel isolated or you don't know what you're supposed to do? I do. I'm going to admit that right now. And I have so much to be thankful for, but at the same time, I'm very busy mentally. I have a lot going on in my mind, and it's so easy to organize things online. And it's hard to define what's real and what's not, and what you should get excited about and what you shouldn't. That's all we do is meet online. I haven't been out of my room except for a grocery shop for the last 2 years. So no wonder I'm not terribly socially integrated, but I do my virtual contacts. And if I didn't have internet access, if I didn't have Toastmasters and these Zoom meetings, I would probably really be a crazy person. But at the same time, when you're doing that 60 hours a week, at least on the telephone and on the computer, this year has been especially wild because we changed from Google to Microsoft 365, and I have to admit, I am lost a great deal of the time. When something does happen that jolts your reality, it's hard to cope with that. Behind me here, you see our little cat, Miss Cece, who left a big dose of reality under my desk one day. Not only did she throw up, she pooped underneath my desk, and it smelled so bad I had to finish this enrollment over the next 2 hours. Well, and then she passed. So it was like, oh, I didn't realize that she would be leaving us. So what do you do? The cat is really dead. It was a tragedy for me. I had a hard time coping. I had a hard time dealing with reality at work just because this animal was lost. So you use your online resources. While I was working, I hurried up and I found a animal crematorium that came and picked up the animal's body and took her away.
Well, I wonder, does she know that she's gone?
Who?
Yeah. Well, I know her internet seemed like it was a little unstable. So we'll wait for her to pop back in. In the meantime, Alicia, what's going on?
Work.
Is it slowing down a little bit more too? That I sent you a text one day that said, I miss you.
I thought I'd reply. I think I got it and I did reply.
Oh.
No, it's just busy work. The pandemic and giving people free insurance was a big issue for negotiations with the casinos.
Mhm.
So it's heavily involved in that. And then we had the fund extension, the casinos extension eligibility. Then they have a new program for them to pay at low cost. Then we have the COBRA subsidy for the government. We're still on that right now because we have to file our last file this month. And then we are taking over 2 other accounts from Alaska and Aurora. So we are in a conversion. So that's why my meetings are every day at 8 o'clock.
Oh.
When you say you're
Yeah.
taking over something from Alaska, what does that mean? You're going to be servicing them?
Yeah, there is Alaska and hospitality, kind of like the ACA plan. It's hospitality for around the United States for the Unite Here Health, and who is our client? Our client, they hires our company to do the third-party administration. So we taking 2 other accounts that they want us to administer, and I got the contribution accounting, obviously. So we're doing system changes and conversion,
Cool.
all that fun stuff.
Well,
Okay,
thank you for popping in today. Peggy, you're back.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Yes, was that live or was that real or was it not? My battery on my laptop, I just realized was unplugged. I have to be careful because I have dogs that are underneath my desk too. I have a lot of animals. We have too many animals, but forgive me for popping out in our virtual reality. I usually dress up as a witch for Halloween, but this year was a little bit too real with the cat. And then they brought her back in a nice little urn and this beautiful picture and everything and a little quote that I put. Some angels, not all angels have wings, some have whiskers. So anyway,
Is that cat part Siam? Was that cat part Siamese?
Yeah, it's a
Lynx point?
she's a flame point, and she would sit there in the sun
I
with
had
those blue eyes and those
kind of like
boring
my
ears.
Samantha.
Okay, I started the
orange
time
ears.
again, Peggy.
What's that?
I started the time again.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, that's sort of been the chaos that with our virtual world and our real world. But Cece, I used to call her, she was the cat closer. The cat got me up every morning at 6:30. Feed me, and I really didn't mind doing it. She's not my cat, but I became very, very attached to her because she was had a lot of qualities about her that were good for people. That kind of persistence is something that all salespeople need to have. Just keep after it till you win, till you actually close that deal. That's what Cece did. Anyway, she was an older lady, and I'm glad that we saved her from the pound. We had her for a good 6 years, but she was an older cat, and I will not miss the last gift she left for me, which was that big pile of poop under my chair. That was hard to get through that enrollment and pretend like there was nothing wrong, but it took me 2 hours. But oh, animals, I love them. But anyway, on Halloween Day, I decide that's the day I married my ex. I don't know whether it's something to celebrate or not, but I bought myself a diamond ring and I went to the dollar store and I come back and there were 3 fire trucks and an ambulance right there by my house. And what do we have? I asked the woman, what's going on? And she said, oh, we're trying to revive him. And she's standing there in her socks. And I realized, oh, there are people that live in the wash right next door, in the flood channel, and somebody died in there. On Halloween, please, that was reality. It made me angry. I thought, who pays for that? You know, all those fire trucks and the ambulance, obviously not him if he doesn't have a place to live, but it's sad, but it was real. And so I didn't really do any trick or treating or anything special for Halloween. And I don't think I needed to dress up like a witch either. I just seemed to happen to me. So, so much for the holiday, so much about keeping sane in a virtual world. Even like I said to my ex, well, I'm sorry, we didn't really celebrate this year, but I had to deal with some unpleasant realities. As far as work and everything goes too, I've had to work extremely hard on staying focused. So how do you do that? For me, again, it's online. YouTube has some videos that are wonderful. And you focus on your chakras at night. It's better than any medication that you're going to need to take. It will align your chakras. I have a couple of other things that I've used too, because I had other stressful events that happened. I had to go to the dentist, and it makes you realize how you need to balance your emotions with your logic. And I have a very deep-seated fear of the dentist, and I got there, and I was probably there for about 5 to 6 hours because they made sure all my insurance went through. And then we did 3 root canals and a deep cleaning. But one thing I did to calm my anxiety is I have this, you can see it, I should have taken a picture of it too. It's like a lace agate, and of your chakras on your body, this is actually correlates to the throat chakra. And part of my deep-seated fear of the dentist goes back to my fear of Novocaine. And I'm afraid they're going to kill me just because it happened to a family member way before I was born. It was an aunt of mine, my dad's little sister, my mom's best friend. When she was 22 during World War II, went in for a simple tonsillectomy and died on the table. So my mother reinforced that fear of Novocaine and the dentist in particular from a reaction I had when I was 10. But I was able to take this piece of agate, this rock, and twiddle it between the 2 hands so that I could feel something wonderful while they were drilling on my teeth into the nerves. That was a virtual reality, I guess you could call it, how to stay sane. And it was wonderful. I actually relaxed so much that my shoes fell off, and we were able to get through all of that dental work. I'm very grateful to have my Advantage plan, my work plan, and then enough money to kick in at $3,000 of my money to get my teeth fixed. That's something we started before the pandemic, and now I finally got the reality of it done. But if it hadn't been staying sane, and part of that is with the YouTube videos about the chakras, there's this guy named Jason Stevenson, and then just fiddling with the agate, I could stay present in my body. You want to be there. You got to be able to open your mouth and do what they tell you to do, spit and all that sort of stuff, but yet completely remove yourself from any pain or activity that's going on there in your mouth. And they said, you're doing really good. You're doing really good. So we got it all done. So these were 3 huge stressful things for me: the cat passing, the dentist, and of course the dead guy in the wash. So you try to balance your emotions with your logic, and those videos at night, the Jason Stevenson, there's a few other ones in there that really get you to stay calm and focus on your breathing, even right now, or even before you give a speech. If you can learn how to breathe, where you do everything in 5-second increments, you breathe in for 5 seconds, hold the breath for 5 seconds, and then you take another 5 seconds to let it out. And then you stay there for 5 seconds. And that seems to slow down your entire system. I was just amazed at the results I got at the dentist's office. Finally cleared up the heartache I had in my chest from losing the cat. And the dead guy in the wash didn't bother me so much. I guess he had to go somewhere. Too bad it had to be right next to the house. No wonder the neighbors didn't want to park there, and they parked in front of my house. So it makes you get a hold of your emotions, because that's what makes you live. That's what gives you joy in life is your emotional state. But sometimes they overrun logic, and if you can breathe, it's the key to everything. It'll pull it together so that you can think and not have this freight train of emotions going through your head. So I was able to pull it together, function at work. I wouldn't say I'm doing outstanding this year because we've had systems that aren't working, aren't functioning. And there again, it goes to, well, am I going to sit there and huff and puff and get upset? What's that going to do for me? Absolutely nothing. It's only going to make things worse. So if you can control your breathing, it's a huge step towards keeping your mental health in a virtual world. A lot of things that we worry about are never going to happen, but we worry about them as if they had already happened. And sometimes the reality of a death right so close to the house, or losing a dear pet, you learn how to calm yourself and put that into perspective. Even though I keep thinking, well, it's just a cat. She did have her qualities that I will miss. I will miss my little alarm clock every morning. And the cat closer, her name was CC. That's what I said. Her name stands for, is the cat closer. But we learn a lot from the characteristics of our animals. I think animals possess greater emotional intelligence than humans do. And if it weren't for my animals, I don't think I would be staying sane in a virtual world. Even though I don't miss the cat poop under my chair. I've learned to accept her passing well, thanks to the YouTube videos. And of course, Toastmasters to make me try to pull it together and research a topic in some sort of a sane manner. So as much as we meet online, I don't think I would have been able to accomplish this last year with 2 different types of cancer that I beat, plus COVID, and worked, didn't miss any work. That wouldn't have happened if we didn't have our virtual world. So hang on to your witch's hat, your Santa's hat, or whatever holiday you might be trying to celebrate. And remember that it's all part of life. You know, sadness, happiness, it's all there, as long as you can balance the line between your emotions and your logic, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you, Peggy, for that presentation. And that would be you. I won't even get into the evaluation yet, but good job on your presentation. This comes to the part of the meeting where we evaluate our meeting. As George already said, who is our general evaluator, Christmas is everywhere already. However, when he does decorate and put up the tree, normally it's the Friday after Thanksgiving. He used to put up lots of outside lights, and his son would help him. Now he puts up a lot less lights and put them up much lower. He doesn't want to fall off the ladder. I don't understand how you can put them any lower than the fascia boards. So please welcome D. George Lynn, our general evaluator.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Well, because over my garage is pretty darn high, and I have a very tall ladder that I use to get up on there, and so I don't do that anymore. I actually bought one of those things that circulates and puts red and green on the garage. So that took care of the lights overhead. Well, we got started on time this morning. Cynthia introduced our guests and our dignitaries, read the mission statement, which always reminds us of why we're here every day. We had a quick business meeting with some information about upcoming events. And I thought her theme today was very appropriate and certainly timely as we move into the festivities of all of the holidays. We have Veterans Day, Thanksgiving. I used to love this part of the year because there were a lot of holidays. And so you got to get a day off from work. So, and Thanksgiving, you get 2 days. And then depending on when Christmas is, you got another day, and then New Year's right after. And then my birthday's right after that too. So it's a very great time of the year for me. Nice word today, and we'll get a report from Cynthia about festivities and how many people used it. Nice topics today from Cynthia. I like the fact that they were all related to our theme. And by the way, our winners today are all of us. We all got 1 vote, so we're all winners today in table topics. Peggy, very good job today, and let's start the round robin. I'm going to start. I like the fact that you used a lot of personal information. You used the organization of threes with the cat, the guy in the garage, and um, I can't remember the third thing, but anyway, the rule of threes, which I really like that, and a lot of personal information, which really set up the foundation for your speech today. You gave us lots of reasons of how to keep sane and some examples of how to balance our lives. You did use the word that I really, phrase that I use, freight train of emotions. So I thought you did a really nice job today. You spoke for 13 minutes, so your time was very good. And so let's open it up to the rest of you guys to give her some feedback.
So the purpose of her presentation, which I didn't announce, but it was to facilitate an online meeting or leading a webinar. And I'm going to assume, of course, this was a webinar. And it was, I think you could take this on the road and start your own little webinar of being real with Peggy, something like that, because of all of the personal items that you put into the presentation and how you felt. And we all felt, or I felt your emotions on it. So you did a really good job on that. Usually when, we listen to lots of webinars and podcasts, and when people put in their emotions, I think that's what draws you even more. There's a couple of books that I read, and I like it because it was more of storytelling about their personal lives. And then on podcast, I still keep following them. So good job on that. Great introduction. I love that you were not frazzled when you had to restart. It was just as if you were just a blip and you just came back on. So that was good. And in a webinar, if it was a podcast, it wouldn't probably be such a big deal, but there were so many things that you said that maybe hand gestures, head gestures, something would have been a little bit more impactful because of the fact that you didn't, you felt that was actually a good thing, because I actually put that on there, that I liked your props. But even though when you use your hands to express something, I think that would be a little bit more impactful. So, but great presentation.
Cynthia, you're on mute.
Peggy, I like your presentation. I love the way your facial is one that gets me the most. You have a lot of facial expression and any emotion you're talking, especially with the poop. Okay. That was good. As try not to say that word. As speaker, I think you're very good. I appreciate how you present yourself and you stay on topic. You stay like when you went off, you came back on, you kept on going. And to me, it's true to form to Peggy. I will keep on going and keep on moving. So I appreciate your speaking on your topics. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Cynthia. Anyone else? Alicia, Etta?
You're on mute, Etta.
Peggy, wow, you really touched us today. You were so natural today. You spoke to us. As you know, I'm a big pet person myself. I've been fortunate to be blessed with a big multi-pet family as well. The part with the cat brought a lump to my throat, because I had a cat that looked a lot like her. Actually, two of them. And every animal that passed took a piece of my heart with them. Your fear, your abject fear when going to the dentist, I share that. I'm not thrilled with that myself. And the really eerie Halloween feel of the guy dying, that must have been terrifying. You captured all of those emotions really well. I think this is the best speech that you've ever given because you connected with us on an emotional level and had a conversation with us. It flowed so naturally. Great job.
Thank you, Etta. Alicia, do you have any comments?
Peggy, I love your speeches all the time. You are so, you bring the message to life. And I love that about your speeches. And as everybody has given you the feedback, I agree with them. And I was able to connect on the reality of feeling alone and away and not belonging anywhere and the losing of pets. I haven't lost my own pet, but I know a lot of family that has lost their pets, and I have known their pets, and it touched me because I love animals as well. So great speech. Keep going. You're a winner, and you inspire us. Thank you.
Thank you all. Great feedback for Peggy. I echo what everyone said in terms of, I thought her examples we all could relate to in one way or another, that we've all been in those situations and experienced those emotions. So it really, I think, drew all of us into what you were trying to say today. So good job. I totally agree with what everybody said. Cynthia, can we have a word math? Oh, Alicia?
I just wanted to offer one thing to Peggy, and I probably should have done it at the end. My new hobby is to paint portraits of animals. And for all my friends that have been losing their pets, I've been painting their animals. So if you want to paint, send me your favorite picture.
Cool.
That's it.
Cool. All right. Cynthia, can we have a word master grammarian report?
I only heard the word used once, and that was from George. Festive. I don't remember. Did you say it, Jennifer?
I did.
I used it more than
Edna?
once.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry.
Listening skills.
I'm sorry.
You have to turn the hearing aids in those glasses on.
Well, I just got some bad news in between everything. It just is trying to go back and forth. So yeah, sorry about that. So heard some interesting phrases from Peggy. Jolt your reality. Jolt your reality. And how you use CC as cat closure. Virtual world, emotional state. I heard a lot of ands, so's, and yas. And the last one, you're a winner, from Alicia. Thank you very much. That is my report.
Thank you. Thank you. Good job, everyone, today. I hope, Peggy, you take our comments and use them appropriately, or however you feel they can help you as you go forward with other presentations. You are a very nice speaker, and you always provide us with a lot of good information. So that's my general evaluation report. I'll return it to our Toastmaster, Jennifer.
Thank you, everyone. It was a great meeting. Knew it was going to be a little light today. We're going to end up going into this holiday season. I guess this is my president's remarks. So anyway, it was a great meeting. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer, for being the Toastmaster. Let's turn it back over to our president, Jennifer. I just love that. Anyway, great meeting. And of course, we are light. And as we're going into the holiday season, I'm pretty sure it's going to be hard to fill up the roles, but I appreciate you coming and responding to Cynthia for the roles. I do have a few more comments from the question. Cynthia said, this year is going to be different. We will not have a real tree. She will not have a real tree. That's going to be amazing, because she always has a real tree. She probably has always has the most prettiest tree ever of anybody's, because her husband goes out and picks the tree off the lot, and he's best friends with the tree person on the lot. So the guy probably saves all the good trees for Norman, knowing when he's coming to get them. So now she's going to have a fake tree, because Norman's not going to be there to help water the tree and take care of the tree and probably pick the tree, because he's going home to his home in North Carolina to visit his family. So she'll probably put up her fake tree on Thanksgiving. Because she liked how I add everything else in there. Francisca also said, I guess I probably shouldn't have turned over my Toastmaster's job yet. Francisca said that she wasn't going to show up, but she wanted to respond. She says, yes, it's too early to start decorating for Christmas. She starts decorating the first of the month of the holiday, unless there's another important event. So, lucky me, my kids have birthdays at the beginning of November or December, so she starts decorating after their birthdays. That means after November 5th and after December 1st. They are in traditional holiday decorating mode. Lori also responded, and she says they put up the Christmas decorations after Thanksgiving and they stay up until New Year's Day. She will try to attend on Friday and she misses everyone. So thank you guys for responding. Let's see, I'm looking for my protocols. Any comments from guests? Etta.
It's funny that Peggy talked about Cece. I had a cat named Cece. She was a calico cat, and she was adopted by us on Christmas Eve, 2007, formally adopted by us. Fully integrated indoor cat, Christmas Eve 2008. She was with us until 2017. Her name, Cece, Christmas cat, calico cat, cute cat. She was, we estimate, 15 when she passed.
Wow. Those 9 lives. Alicia, even though you are not a guest, you are a member, but it seems like forever since we've seen you. Do you have any comments? You're on mute.
There. Just glad to be able to get some positive vibes for a Friday in a crazy world that I've been.
Well, pop in anytime. We miss you, and so glad that you're also still a member, and even if you weren't a member, you're still always can pop by.
We missed you. Glad to see you.
Yeah, it's really nice
Thank
to
you.
see
Likewise. You
Mhm.
guys have a good weekend. Thank you.
All right.
You too.
I was waving to Peggy because she has to take her daughter-in-law to work. So any announcements or brag bucks? No announcements, no brag bucks. I'm tired. I have been working really, really hard and busy. Had a nice month in October, and November is going to be just as crazy. So just a little tired, just tired. So next week's meeting schedule.
Share screen.
I thought you could share a screen. Go ahead.
Can you guys see? Next week is
Ooh,
Lori.
house.
George is the word master. Peggy is minute master. Maria is table talk. I'm speaking. George evaluating. Jennifer general, and Nicole timer. Francisca is out next week. Francisca. So you guys see this orange? This is catch all. This is topics. Everyone's doing topics. Okay.
Cool.
Good.
All right. On that note,
Right on time.
what? Holy moly, I can't stand it. I'm I'm
Alright.
almost glad that we don't have two speakers because we'll just keep rolling, going over. I'm gonna make it to 8:30 and then I can adjourn our meeting.
Adjourn.
All right, see Cynthia and George tomorrow and see you guys next time.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Nice to see you, Alicia.
Bye.